Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, I'm coming on here really quick, real quick. Excuse that. And you see the title of my video. Now you can see the unjust nature of the judicial system. What am I talking about? First of all, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. So, this is coming off the heels of a couple of things that's been going on for the past couple of weeks. And like I said, I'm not going to stay on here long with this, but it just came up on my heart to talk about it. So, let's talk about it. So, if you've been following my channel for a while, I do a lot of celebrity legal news, and I have been following the Jonathan Majors case, right? And one of the things that have come up is about how the judicial system works, right? And a lot of talk has been talked like, cameras should be in the courtroom because usually if cameras in the courtroom, you can see what's actually going on. But most of the time, particularly for that case, we had to rely on the court reporters, those journalists that went to the court and they reported on cases. Now, we've seen them do this on several different things too, that because the news journalism has come into be clickbaity, that you try to get people to click on what you're talking about, that instead of telling the whole story, you'll tell a snippet of the story to get somebody to click onto your video. And nine times out of 10, the headline is what's drawing people to it, but and engaging with you, but the meat and potatoes of the article and what's going on, it's just pure fluff. There's nothing there for anybody to really glean any good information from. So the reason why I'm saying this is that if you had not heard, last week, the messenger, which was pretty much an online publication, had scuttled its doors. So it is no longer in service. And a lot of journalists that worked for that agency are now out looking for jobs. Also, the week before then, we heard that there were several news outlets that did papers like the New York Times and all of these big publications. They laid off a lot of the journalists. Okay. So now you have journalists that are out here now looking for employment. Now, I'm willing to bet a good swath of those journalists are going to go into the social media market and build up a following and doing all of these things, which is fine. That's their right to be able to do. We don't begrudge them that, right? But I came across this tweet, right? So let me share my screen. Hold on. I told y'all. Oh, it's already sharing. All right, you see my screen right here. I don't know if you can see this, but this is no hate, no shame, or anything to these journalists. But when I initially read this, I was upset. And here's why. So let me read what it says. It says here, and this is by Craig Newmark. It says police reporting is at the heart of local journalism, and its decline is bad for for journalism and bad for democracy. And he tweeted somebody else and says tackles the challenges in his latest column for CJR. So there's an article here, and we're not going to read the article because then right below it we see Victoria Bekempis says, I love to chat about how court reporting has gutted over the last decade and why it means numerous instances of civil rights abuses go unnoticed. And someone said, agree. But at the same time, 95% of it goes like this. Police said today that with generally no follow-up. And I don't know if I had commented on here or not. But anyway, let me stop sharing my screen. The reason why that became so important, that made me mad, because my first thought was, isn't it funny that when you all had these cush jobs and you had your anywhere from 80 to $90,000 that you were making in the newsroom, and you were filing these stories with these fluff pieces, you didn't have a care in the world about the unjust. But now that you see that your job is on the line and you don't have that job, all of a sudden someone needs to be in there and holding people accountable. You should have been there. You should have been in these courtrooms. There's no reason in the world why a journalist should not be in these courtrooms following these trials and to see what's going on and see the injustices, to see how some of the judges, some of the prosecutions are overreaching. There's no way. If they were being held accountable for that by you writing an unbiased, non-clickbaity story about what you see and what is going on, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be under the table. You look at what's going on up there with Alvin Bragg in New York City. He's doggone near through the book at, what is it, Adam Foss, this what's the basketball player? I think his name is Kevin McCarthy, but don't quote me. I think that's what his name is. And then you see Jonathan Majors. You spent all of this money behind these cases, and all three cases there was information provided that was untrue or unsubstantiated. With the case of the basketball player, they made it up. They're on recording. The one of the assistant district attorneys from the New York City district attorney's office is on the phone with the victim's mother, explaining, oh, well, we knew it wasn't true, but we had to, that's just how things work. Really? Now, where was a good reporter that would have gotten that story and that would have been able to report that story the way it is? But see, y'all had your jobs then, so everything was clickbaity. Where was that good reporting then? But now that y'all have lost your jobs, oh, all of a sudden, all the injustice in the world. Child, please. It's been here. But for whatever publication that you wrote for, that wasn't sexy enough. It has to be salacious. It has to be uh uh where we can get somebody to engage. You'll be surprised at people who engage with things are unjust. And like I said, no hate to those reporters, because Victoria McKempis, I did utilize her tweets and things like that to understand what was going on in the Jonathan Majors case. And I'll have no issues, no problems or anything like that with her. I don't have any issues and problems with the other young man, Craig Newmark. I don't have any issues or no problems or anything with them personally. It's what's going to be interesting to me is, with all of these journalists that are laid off, how many are going to get back to hard-hitting journalists? How many are going to get out of this elitist state that they have been in regards to journalism, when the journalist is trying to be the story more so than reporting on this story? The journalist is now trying to be the story. A mess, a mess, a mess. But that's what was on my heart. This was not going to be a very long video. I'm just noticing in the past couple of weeks, what I am noticing is now all of a sudden journalistic integrity and getting to the story and stating the facts and allowing the reader to come to a conclusion after you have given them the facts Oh, now you remember that. What was that? Journalism 101, 102, 201, 202. Now you're remembering all of these things because you lost your jobs and the money's not trickling in the way it needs to. So now all of a sudden your journalistic integrity is just beaming back out here in the world. But anyway, those are my 2 or 3 cents. What do y'all think? Am I overreaching? Am I underreaching? Am I hitting the spot? Y'all let me know down in the comments. All right. Please like and make sure you comment and make sure you subscribe. And once you subscribe, you'll be open to a plethora of videos where I have done movie reviews, television series reviews, and these pop culture chats. Again, I am on Twitter and I am here on YouTube. That's where you can engage me. If you feel more comfortable engaging me on Twitter, engage with me on Twitter. Ham Entertainment. I'll put my I'll put those up right here. These are my handles. So you can see that. Again, I'm mostly on Twitter and I'm on YouTube. I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, I have those, but I'm not really on those platforms as far as on this channel, my personal channel I am, but on this channel I'm not. So just let me know, engage me and engage me in the comments. Please support the channel. Once I get to 1,500 subscribers, I will be doing a $50 giveaway. So please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell your coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos, child. And as always, people, bye-bye.